for Carlo. This is one of the, since we got ladders working, this is another one that I want to get working. Um, so like for example, the way this would work, we have an animations for everything for these portable ladders. So the way it would work is like you get it off the truck, and then you're carrying it, and you just go up to a wall where you'd like to put it up, and then your character will have it like straight up like this, and then you can, from there you can extend it or whatever, and then once it's extended as far as you want, then you press a button and it'll lean on a wall or whatever. And that ladder climb animation is actually was for these ladders, so that way we can have ladders working for like portable ladders, and then also the truck ladders. So let me do this.
Yeah, we can, Carlo and I, we can talk about that later, and I'm assuming that hose physics is going to be part of that discussion as well, right?
Yeah, well, we're going to discuss this right now because you guys have been gone a really long time, so there's no more tomorrow and laters and stuff. We got a lot of work to catch up on, so. Well, do you guys have time to work today, or are you still like unpacking and stuff? Yeah. Alright. Fire plus hose.
Because I found a asset that I want to look into that handles hose physics really, really nicely. It's like a particle-based system instead of being like, normal hose physics.
Do you know what that asset's called?
I can look it up now, but it's like, because of the way it works, it actually, handles like a real hose. I'll try to pull it up now.
Yeah, do that. I want to see that.
In any case, I think we need to, primary thing should be the fires and not the physics. We can always add in the hose physics.
Yeah, so we just, cause like for example, I have a scene here that I made the other day, like a long time ago. Let me see if I find it. Hose. Bitches and hose. All right.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically all we can do is like have a car right there on fire, and then I've approached it a few different ways. The whole yeah, like look at this shit. Let me do this. I've approached it a few different ways, the fire stuff. The first time I ever did it was with particle colliders. So when the water particles hit the fire particles colliders, then it put them out. But then when I was working with the studio, they wanted to do it a different way.
I found two assets if you want to look them up.
Yeah, what are they called?
So the first one is called Ultimate Rope Editor.
I have it.
And then the second one, which is the one I was talking about, is called OBI Rope.
I have it too. I have every rope, like physics thing on the asset store because I tried so many different things. This rope the most successful one is this one. It's not anywhere near perfect, but it's using the ultimate rope asset.
So maybe that just has to be configured then.
Yeah, I'd rather look at this one because it's a little easier for me to understand. The OB one is like ridiculously complex. But
okay.
Let me see. Let's not even worry about hose physics right now. What we can do is let's worry about fires and putting them out with the extinguisher, and with the we can have like a little nozzle that you can carry, and then we'll add the hoses and stuff to that because
okay.
The one thing that like we've been keep pushing the fires back was because of the hoses, but I kind of want to eliminate that thing right now, and then just focus on, because it's it's a fucking firefighting game. Like, you know, you gotta we gotta put the water on the fire, put the blue stuff on the red stuff. I guess while we're all here, you three can kind of go over some ideas, and let's figure out the best way to approach the fires and putting them out.
Okay, so how do you see it?
I want to hear everybody's like opinions, and I'll give
How do
mine
you
as well.
see it? Before we get into like a technical conversation, let's talk
Yeah, how
about
do you
a
see the
gameplay
mechanics?
conversation.
Yeah.
So as you can see, we have fire extinguishers. And let me see. We've got a water extinguisher and a foam extinguisher. So the that studio I was working with before, they the guy made I think it's all like depreciated or whatever the word is, but
Deprecated.
maybe we can save some of this stuff. Yeah, deprecated, whatever. But he had a whole system with fire environments for room. Like, he was getting really complex, which I liked, but he never finished it, and it was taking a shit ton of time. So maybe you guys can recover some of it. But like, for example, he had this fire environment script, so you would make like an area, a fire area, and then it would have like this script, and you could put like the temperature, the smoke amount, oxygen, all this like crazy stuff. And like, I liked that because say we open this door, and then you could increase the oxygen amount, because the amount of oxygen getting introduced to that fire would, you know, it would make the fire bigger, and temperature would go up, the amount of smoke would go up. So I liked that whole idea. You guys can take a look into that and see.
So is it it's procedural then? So each time you play, it's like a generated fire. That's a little bit different. Than the
Yeah,
other.
I would like it to be like that, more dynamic
Okay.
than static, because it all depends how you approach it, which is going to determine the outcome. So if the first thing you do when you get here is open all the doors and the windows, it's going to introduce a lot of oxygen and more fire. But if you get the line in place before you open the door, and then you like put water on the fire, it's a different outcome.
Okay.
So we had a bunch of these set up. Like, here you can see a fire script, and it like had the fuel amount. So I think you would attach this to. It was really complex. Like, you guys need to look at this and figure out how it worked. But this is all in the Fire Academy scene. So there's like the fire script. There's an animation that he put on it so that it got bigger and stuff. I didn't like the whole animation stuff because I hate animations, but I think we can use a lot of this stuff, like the whole system for fire. I just need you guys to sort of like look over the scripts and look into how they work, and kind of become professionals on how that all works, because I have no fucking clue.
Okay.
All right, yeah, we can look at that, and I'm sure whatever it is, it's probably salvageable. Looks
So
like
this,
you put a lot
you
of
should
time
look.
into it.
Yeah, you should look into the Wolf Spider media folder. This is where he has all the scripts that he made. Like, he was one of the good, like, he helped me get a lot of work done on this game. But when I let go of the studio, I had to let go of him. So there's like tool weapon scripts. There's climbing scripts, climb extended ladder scripts. There's and you guys can go in and change like whatever you need to for the way you want it to work. But I do like the whole fire environment system, because that way you can set up different rooms to have different different like openings, like windows and doors and stuff. I don't think he ever like really finished it, but definitely where we can start.
So how do you actually, how is it decided where the fire starts? Like, do you want to have to set it up for each room individually? Or do you want us just to mark the rooms and then, like, we have a lot of buildings, so
Yeah, I mean, only a few of them are gonna have interiors, and as we work more on the game, we'll add more and more interiors and stuff and emergencies over time. But like for example, this fire academy, all the buildings have full interiors. It wouldn't take too long to set up fire environments for each room because a lot of them are similar.
yeah, okay.
So like I want to set all this stuff up in the fire academy before we ever even think about moving it to the game scene, you know, because that'll make it a lot easier to work here. So we're gonna need to do things like, let's start. I need you guys to start by taking time to look into these scripts and like looking at how he did it and ways that you can add to it or simplify it. Because I know each developer has like, they look at somebody's script and they're like, oh, I can make this a lot better or more efficient or whatever. So that's where you guys can start. And all all this stuff is already set up in the scene. Not 100%, but I'll send you a video from before I hired you guys. Like this stuff worked at one point, but I don't think it works anymore because we changed the whole character controller and everything, so it's gonna need to be set up again.
Okay.
So like this video shows like the fire extinguisher and the water extinguisher. And like if you put the water on the chemical fire, it makes it worse. But if you put the foam on the chemical fire, it makes it better, you know. So there were different types of fires. There was like chemical fires and there was just normal fires and stuff like that. So let me see here. Yeah, so we don't need to exactly use his whole scripts. If you think it's more efficient to use it, then you can. But if you feel like you can write a simpler one, then that's probably our way to go.
Yeah, I mean, these scripts are probably how it should look in the final version, but I suggest we start easy. We start by generating some fires and having the ability to put them out. And we can add the temperature and oxygen and whatnot later on and extend the scripts. Because if we take
you're right.
into consideration, that will take ages. But this can be done in under a week, I think. Probably. I mean, the worst part of it will be the character stuff because the character controller is very complicated. But the other stuff, I mean, it should be done pretty fast. I mean, not fast, you know, because it's a complex system, but in a normal amount of time, let's say. I mean, it can get complicated in so many parts, so it's hard to predict. But I don't think I definitely think we can do the firefighting of some sort in the next update.
Okay. Yeah. So what we'll do is all these fires that happen in the game, like the random emergencies, we can have it so. Well, I want to just make it so like basics, like putting out fire. So I don't know how you want to approach it, but you're right. I think we should start really simple at first, just so people have something, and then we can move on to like really complex fire simulations.
Yeah.
Because it took Josh like weeks of research on like how fire behaves and like all this stuff before he made this system. Like he knew more about fire than me by the time he was done with it.
Yeah. Well, that will give people the opportunity to teach themselves the system too before they teach themselves about the fires later on.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I think that's cool.
All right.
And also
so
this extending ladder thing.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Fun too. So I can do that. I can do any of this.
Yeah, I wanted to ask who wants to take what task? Like, Tate, would you prefer the ladder task or the fire task, and Carlo vice versa?
Yeah, I kind of like, I could do any of it, but I feel like the fire thing would be more up my alley, and Carlo has done the ladder stuff before, so if he's good with that, and I feel like probably eventually we'd end up both be working on the fire thing at the same time,
Yeah.
but it's gonna come after we look at the current system in place, because the thing that I want to avoid is, like, you already spent so much time invested in the current system, and if we make something that's simple, it will get out sooner, but we'd probably end up just rewriting it anyway to be like what it's supposed to be. So I feel like the more complicated system, maybe if it's good, it would be kind of like us getting it right the first time, whereas a simpler system we'd probably end up just throwing out anyway and rewriting again in the future to be, more in-depth, like with the temperatures and stuff, because I'm assuming you and everyone else want to have a system where you actually have to worry about temperatures and oxygen levels and chemicals and things like that. So it's just going to come down to me and Carlo researching the current system, and then from there we'll decide if it's worth using, or if it's just going to be, if it's going to take us a ridiculous amount of time to understand how it works and how to modify it. Like, in that time we probably could have just made something else, that we really understand. So
Okay, so
we'll
here's what
have
we're
to
gonna
take a
do.
look at it.
Here's what we're gonna do. Carlo, you're gonna be assigned the task for the portable ladder.
Okay, cool.
And you and me will go over that in a second of how it should work, because you already have sort of an idea. And then Tate, I'm gonna assign you the task for researching the current fire classes.
Okay, I'll do that today.
Yeah. And honestly, they're not even more than like, they're not even that many lines. So it's not, I don't think it's too complex, but I do think that Carla, you made a valid point about getting something quickly, but Tate made a good point about, instead of us like doing a simple task, we can, in that time we can just research the complex one, and then that way when we're ready to put it out, we have a nice like detailed fire simulation.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and then that way
It's just a matter of how complex and how actually usable this system is. So we
Yep.
really need to look into it. We can go either way, but depends on current code, right? Because
Yep.
no one guarantees really that code is even. I mean, it's probably good. It looks.
I mean,
but
I sent a video and it worked. Like, I tested it and like it worked. I just don't remember.
Yeah.
I had to ask him how to set it up, and I have no idea how to set it up, especially with
Okay.
like the equipment that he set up as well. It has like its own scripts that have like let me see, it had its own scripts that were like, it had the amount of, I don't even remember, but he has a bunch of like item scripts that helped a lot. So I just want to like research and see how it all works, and that's Tate's job. And then Carlo, so Tate, for now, just research, look into it, get an idea of how
Got
it
it.
works. I don't know
Yep.
how long it's gonna take you, but just take some time to look into that. And then Carlo, this ladder stuff is really cool, and it's gonna be cool, and we're gonna do it.
Yep.
Let me find where these animations are. So like you see here, there's like carry the ladder animation. There's one for like putting the ladder down. Let me find where all this stuff is. Hold on. So like this is like idle, holding the ladder. There's one for
Cool.
we have the climbing. We already did that. This is like when you put the ladder down from over your shoulder. And then you pull in the ladder up.
Oh, okay, cool.
Um,
So do you choose, will you be able to choose how much you extend, or will it extend full?
yeah, I want to be able to do that. We might need to like splice this animation or something. But so that way, like, let's say I'm my character or whatever, and I have the ladder over my shoulder, I'm walking around or whatever, and then I see like, okay, I want to get on the roof right here. So I'll walk up right here, and then I'll put the ladder down, and then it'll be looking up like this. And then you can choose how high or how you want, because there's different size ladders that we're gonna make. So you'll choose how high you want it to go,
Okay.
and then your character will lean it against the wall after you choose how high. And then from there, it'll work just like these the ladder climbing system we did before, exactly the same. We can recycle a ton of parts of that and just apply it to these. So it'd be like the climb point 2 is on the second piece of the ladder that extends, and the climb point 1 is on the bottom part, and then you have the well, you were gonna use So that's all we have to do is get it so the character can like pick up the ladder and put it against the wall and stuff. But when it comes to actually climbing, we already have all that stuff done. So
yep.
We have all the animations. Anything that you need for that, let me know, and let's get it started as soon as we can. Because we've got ladder, like I want to actually get all the ladder mechanics out of the way, so the truck ladders and these ladders, since we already know how it works, and especially me and Donut, like I know how this ladder thing works now inside out. So, but if you have any questions, like me and him know it pretty well.
Yeah, I'm
so
just gonna check how he activated the animations. That was the only issue I had before, and that's it.
Yeah, you can just ask him if you need any help.
Yeah.
And we'll do that. So just put all your effort into those things, and me and Donut are gonna, if I need help with like a small bug or something like for this update, I'll ask you guys. But like other than that, just focus on this stuff. I pushed all my stuff, so you guys should have it. And let's be productive and let's get some work done. Sound good? Break on 3.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, break. All right. I'm gonna keep working on the main scene. Let me see. So what we're gonna be doing over the next few weeks is going through each equipment and setting it up, because a lot of them have already been set up before, but with the new controller I don't remember how to set it up, so we're going to need to do that again. So like the K12 saw, which is the saw used to cut the gates, the Halligan to use to force the doors, the axe, the fire extinguisher, and the water extinguisher. Those are all things we already set up before, but we're going to need to set them up again. All this stuff is there, we just got to be smart enough and know how to put it together.
Okay, cool.
Donut, what's it looking like right now?
What? What do you mean?
What are you working on again?
I'm just doing the build to test some shit.
Okay.
Fixing all the other stuff with the stream. Trying to get the trucks stream faster.
Okay, so let me keep working on the subway system. I'm trying to like get all the things working down here, because I didn't really take a lot of time to test it. I kind of just put it in and was like, fuck it. So So I'm trying to resolve this culling issue and as well as the what was the other issues? That's about it.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna start working on this.
Okay. Yeah, all the animations are under the folder artwork, animations, and ladder. So you can get an idea of like, if you need me to write out exactly how it should work and the steps and everything, then let me know and I'll do that for you.
Okay, I think I got it, but I'll ask if
Okay.
I mixed something up. Yeah. So where are the ladders originally located? On the trucks, right?
Yeah, they're gonna be like in the back of the truck. There's like 2 doors on the very back, and you open it and it has like a few different sizes of ladders. I don't know if I can find a picture, but there's like different sizes. One that you can just use to get on like a scaffolding or something. Then you got like a bunch of different sizes. So they'll all work the same way. They'll use the same animations. You'll just have a variety of options when it comes to picking out a portable ladder.
Okay. I'll just for start, I'll just put the ladder somewhere on the map.
Yeah, just like on the ground or something.
Yeah.
And the Fire Academy, there's already one on the ground. You can use that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Awesome.
Most of what I have left to do is the subway and then getting the missing buildings back in, which I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do that. It won't be too hard, but okay. So I really like this component enabler on trigger script. I use it all the time.
What script? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then I think Donut changed it so you can do objects as well instead of just components.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Alright, so search for player. When player enters, that's one thing I would like to Donut or Carlo.
Yeah.
If I wanted to disable the or make it so that when you enter the trigger it turns off occlusion culling, how should I do that?
Well, that's I need to do another script for you. That's like you can't really reach that from that script. I'm just gonna write you a script right now. Just give me 10 minutes.
Let me think.
I'm just importing. Once it imports, I can do that.
Let me yeah, do that. I'm gonna research another way to fix the subway stuff. I think I have an idea. If I turn everything off of static, it might help when doing culling.
Oh yeah.
But I want all these roof tiles to be static so that it doesn't do ceiling stuff. So that when you're down there, you don't see the.
I don't think you can turn off static at runtime.
I'm not on runtime right now.
I don't think so.
This might fix the issue, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Walls. Okay. Let me rebake or redo the occlusion and it might help. If I can get this issue fixed, then I can move on to the next thing and we're one step closer. Somebody else's is coming out on GameCube.
Yeah, this is an interesting question. The concept of that. Has it been discussed yet?
Of
I
what?
was thinking about that too. About like concept of dying in game.
Oh, dying?
In
Yeah.
this game,
Yeah, no, it'll... I don't want to do dying because, like, that can be controversial, but then again, it's a simulation, so... If you're in a fire for fucking... Just standing in there, you're gonna die, you know?
It's a simulation. Like you die in games every like.
Yeah, I just don't want to, like, offend anybody if a firefighter dies. But, then again, it's a video game.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the game is supposed to punish you when you like fuck up, and then like EMS, and then you like can actually make simulation. Like you can get an EMS to actually help the firefighter if he got injured, and then
Yeah.
we can get it more tied together.
Yeah, I'd like to also do, like, things so that if you go into a fire without your mask on, you, like, get smoke inhalation or, like, take a lot of damage. Or if you don't have the proper gear on when you go inside, you take damage. But, like, when you have your coat and your mask and your helmet and everything, you, like, don't take damage unless you run out of air or something, so...
Yeah, because then like if you're not punished for fucking up, what point is there to like actually do it things properly?
Exactly.
Like
Yeah,
you
if
just run in like kamikaze with no insurance in this.
Yeah.
if we want to avoid the dying per se, we can just do like the firemen when they get hurt, they pass out, and you can't really do anything unless someone comes in, or like if you pass
Yeah,
out,
you'll just be
maybe volunteer.
unconscious. Like Arma or something, when you take damage, you're just done until the medic gets you.
Yeah.
But, like, in that case, each fire, they dispatch a fast truck, which is basically when a firefighter goes down, they send them in to find the firefighter and bring him out. So that
Oh,
would
yeah.
give purpose to whoever's the fast truck at that fire.
Yep.
And then they bring him out, and then EMS would treat them or whatever. But you won't, like, die right on the spot, you know.
Yep.
I like that.
Gonna be right back. I need to restart my PC.
10-4. I'm gonna send you some reference videos, Donut. I mean, Carlo, for the ladder stuff. Hey, Carlo. Oh, wait, I'm not even on the Skype call anymore. Hey, Carlo.
Right?
This is the probing manual, which the firefighters use at the fire academy. If you go to page 800 and 810, actually 805, it's all about portable ladders. And there's diagrams of the how they're set up usually and the lengths and everything, so it might help you.
Okay. Okay, found it.
Yep. And if you go all the way down, there's more diagrams of how they're carried and set up and everything. Some of them need 2 guys, but we're going to start with the smaller ladders that only need 1.
Oh, okay.
I was just going to look up like generic YouTube videos, but I was like, if we're going to do it for the FDNY, it's got to be FDNY spec. Alright, I'm going to test this culling stuff and see if it helped.
Okay.
Hey, somebody on in the YouTube chat was like, your Skype pictures, you all look like fuckboys. You're in a picture. Do any of you guys have experience with shaders, by the way?
Some. Why do you ask?
Why?
My goal, what I eventually, or what I want to do, is the shader for Sonic Ether, which is like an emissive shader that we use for all the emergency lights and stuff. When you get a certain distance away, they really don't, like, in real life you can see emergency lights from like miles and miles, or not even miles, but it's easy.
Yeah.
Like for example, if I
So you want the...
I just wanted to, like, if I'm over here and the fire truck's over there, like, you still see the lights, like bright lights. because in this game, if you, cause like the best thing ever is when you're going to a fire or something, and you see all the lights and shit. So I'm trying to get that same effect. So like, let's say I turn these lights on. Let me pull the rig out so you guys can see better.
Okay.
Like by the time I'm only like 100 feet away, it's like you don't even see like the. So like if I showed you here, I'll show you like Bronx truck into housing.
Are we, wait, are you sharing screen? What?
Yeah. Let me share my screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's my video? Oh, here it is. So look at my screen. Like at the end of this video, I was really far away, and I was like filming the trucks from far away. You can see how bright the lights are.
Yep.
But over here, all you see is
Yeah.
nothing.
So Donut, how would you do it?
I want them to still be like this bright when you're far away.
Well, I would just take the, based on like the camera viewport, the distance from the viewport to the whatever, I would just inflate it.
Because if this is something we can do by the update, I would love that. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, maybe like inflate it as in change its size, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that should work. I don't think there is any other way, basically, because it's still just a couple of pixels after you go away.
Wait, so
No,
increase what size? The object or what?
The emission, whatever. Like
Okay,
the
cause the you can like, for example, if I'm here and I increase the emission gain, you can see the bright gets, or the white. I think I'm using the wrong material. Let me do this one. Hold on. So red emergency light. So right now it's here, and if I turn it up, is this the right one? Oh, I know why. It's because they're instances right now, not actual materials. Yeah, so it's really bright right now, and then it's not bright at all.
Yeah, but still, when you get far away, it will
Yeah,
be
it's still.
You need to make the sizes bigger.
Yeah.
The actual mesh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let me see. Let me do this.
Yeah.
Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, kind of. Let me see.
Then you can do it from shader.
So
Yeah.
anything that has that shader gets bigger?
Well,
Is
just
it?
get bigger based on the, like from a certain limit to a certain limit from a distance. Based on distance to.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. If it stays like in the center. So who wants to take on that test? Cause I would like to do that. That'd be a good addition. It'd be something we need in like a few hours. Anything that has those we could have an emergency light manager. Okay, so I don't know, this is probably like the stupidest way to do it, but as a non-programmer, I would do a manager. It's called emergency light manager. You put the materials that are emergency lights, and then any object that has that material, as you get further away, that object gets bigger. But it would need to be like only on, if it's a networked game, it would need to be only on your end, so that way.
Yeah, but I think that would be more expensive, like
Yeah.
computationally, than having just a shade, done it in shader.
Like that should be built in the shader. So anything that has it, it just gets bigger.
Oh, you can do that?
Well, I think so, and Donut obviously knows how to do it.
Is that something you can do while you build Donut?
I mean, I need to check up on it, but
What'd you say, Donut?
Can you send me the shader link?
Because I know that this would be like, it's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I just couldn't figure it out. I even made posts on the Unity forums trying to figure out how to do it, but no one wanted to show me. Oh, I didn't even test the fucking subway system. I'm gonna make that a task, and that's something I want done by the update today. I mean, if you guys feel like it's not too complex, it doesn't sound complex, but
well, I've never done something like that, so maybe best Donut takes that task if he has time. If not, I can research it and do it.
don't know. What do you think?
Sorry, you said what?
What do you think?
About
I just said that maybe best you take the task since you know exactly how to do it. But if you don't have enough time, I can research it and do it myself, no problem.
sure. The only thing you want to do is from a certain distance from the main view, you want to move the vertex on the normal towards its normal outward with, like you just go toward. You take the normal of that vertex and you just inflate it outward to scale it up per vertex.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I can look into it and try to do
I
something.
can do it when I have time. I can do it. I can do it today, but later.
Okay, cool. Then best you take that, and I'll check how you did it. Yeah, I'm interested in that, but I don't really have time to look into it.
Well, Carlo, if you can, it'd be a good learning experience for you. What we'll do is,
I can.
you can do it right now since this is something I want for the update, and then you can do the ladder stuff, and then as you do it, you can even share your screen or like ask Donut for help if you have any questions.
Yeah, I will.
All right, so let's do that then.
Okay.
And the shader is called, let me see. Something. I think it's called alright, I'm gonna have to check in my game. 1 second. It's SE emissive textured. Is that what you need to edit the shader?
Yeah, probably. Let me just check. Yeah.
And I think anything using that shader would work good, because not just emergency lights, but any type of light.
Yeah. That won't be optional then. I can do 2 variants of the shaders. of
No,
the
just make
one
it so anything that's using that shader does the as you get farther away, you can still see it. Because I want that to work for street lights and for brake lights and things like that.
Coefficient for the shader of how much it inflates based on distance. So it's either way you can just set that to 0 if you don't want it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
And I guess like the strength as well. So like for some lights, like emergency lights are really, really bright. And then some lights are just like whatever.
So that's what we were talking about. Like the bigger it is, the more strength you have, pretty much.
Okay.
The smaller, it's more like dim. It's pretty much because it takes more space on the light screen.
Yeah.
I'm having an issue where I'm unable to spawn in the Fire Academy scene. Do you know what that's about?
What are you spawning in off the truck?
Yeah, like from the role selection.
Is it not doing anything?
Yeah, nothing happens. And something's up with the sky. It says like something's missing and it's just black.
What scene are you in?
Fire Academy RAF.
And what's the date it was edited?
I don't know, let me check.
Did you pull before you started?
Yeah. I'm on the latest thing, I believe.
Can you share your screen real quick? So the way that occlusion works, anything that's static is an occluder, right? Or no?
If it's static, it is occluded.
Oh, so it disappears? Or what?
Yeah, has to be static for occlusion culling to work.
Well, it needs, like if a, let me see. So let's say this wall, if I wanted it to block something behind it, does it need to be static or not?
I can't see your screen.
Oh, my bad.
That wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to be static, and then when it's not being seen, it'll be hidden. Is that what you want?
Yeah, the problem is that, like, I'm having occlusion, like, bugs. So, like, when I walk in this door, for example, I don't see, like, everything down the hallway is missing until I move a little further, and then I see it. I'm trying to get the occluding settings right.
So maybe the solution is to set the door to be open and then bake the occlusion data and then manually move it back.
I might just deactivate it and then do that. Would that work?
Yeah.
I'll try that. Alright, I'm gonna try that.
Be right back.
Okay. Oh. Yo, Tate. Tate. Carlo. Donut. Is there anybody out there?
What up?
We fixed the occlusion issue.
Oh,
How?
yeah.
What you originally said with the, removing the doors and then culling, and then baking the thing, and then that fixed it.
Okay, nice. So it's fixed now, right?
Yeah.
Yo, but hmm. Do you know, is Carlo doing the shader?
Do you have time to do it right now? He said he would be right back, so currently he's not doing it.
I could do it.
Yeah, if you want, you can do it real quick.
Yo, by the way, you could bake the subway lights. It would look a lot cooler.
Yeah, I'm down.
But maybe we should do it later.
Yeah, we'll do
Let's
all the
do
baking
this
stuff.
release.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to.
I know. I don't know why you can, but well, I'm glad I fixed the culling issue. You know something else I want to look into?
What?
In Grand Theft Auto 4, they made a pretty cool system for basically so that the It looks like there's cars in the distance, even though it's not actual, like, cars, you know? Because, like, I'm on the rooftop of my building last night, and I see, like, I looked all the way down the street, and all you see is little red lights. Like, red, brake lights.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool to, like, make... it doesn't even have to be a car, but as long as we have, like, floating little red lights, it would look pretty cool, I think. To look like cars. But it'd have to be, like, a... I'll look into that later, but I was trying to find an example.
Oh. Yeah.
Alright, I need to figure out which buildings. That's what I'm going to do right now. Is figure out. Can you set up my my AB manager and stuff so that it doesn't crash me again? So that it's not loading everything and it's only loading like my area slowly.
Just go in AB, like select all the AB objects,
Uh-huh.
and instead of 9,000, put like 700.
700?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the unload distance.
Leave it like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I need the loading screen to be active?
Sorry, what?
I need the loading screen to be active, right?
Yeah.
Are you looking into the shader script?
I'm just testing the build now and then I'll...
Okay.
What shader script?
Oh, you disappeared, so Donut was gonna do it, but if you're back, you can...
Oh, but I wrote in the chat. I'll be right back. I was just getting coffee.
Yeah, no, I told Donut
Oh.
that you weren't here, and he was asking me if they did it already, so...
Oh yeah, nah, I'm just checking. I never did the vertex shaders. I only did surface shaders, so I'm just looking into it.
Okay.
But
It's pretty simple.
yeah, it is. I'll probably be done in an hour or so.
I'm back. I'm just having a problem with getting in the vehicles. I finished pulling and everything, but
Can you
it's
share
still,
your screen so I can
Yeah.
look at that for you? Alright, clear the errors and everything, 'cause you got a bunch.
Alright, so first of all, I have something... I don't
Click
know
the click ladder 7.5 real quick. Oh, what the heck?
Yeah.
Oh, I know what it is. Okay, quit, end the game. And then select the 3 trucks in the hierarchy.
Oh, and just turn it off.
No, I'll show you. Okay, scroll all the way down in the components. Okay, click the tiller. Just the tiller. For that error, okay, right clicks network actor and delete it, and also RCC photon network. And the photon view as well. And then just disable that network trailer R wheels delta script for now. The component.
Where is that?
It's right there on the components network trailer. And then click ladder 6.6. Go scroll all the way down. Okay, those look good. So start it now and clear the errors. Used to come try to help me.
Alright, that seemed to fix it.
When you click join, nothing happens.
Yeah, nothing happens. That's what was happened before.
Try donut. Yo, IONet. Yo, IONet. The only thing I can think of is that Donut's changes last night might have fucked it up.
Does it work on your end?
Let me just test that real quick. Let me just check here real quick. Let me see.
I don't think I changed anything related to that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna test in my scene because last time I used it, it was working fine. So, all right, let me just test it now. Yo, you know what's crazy? This building right here is the building I'm staying in right now. This one right here. I just know, like I'm staying here now, and then I see it in person. I'm like, wait, that building's in my game.
Yours. We can't see your screen, but...
Oh, okay, my bad.
It's
Let me,
here on the stream.
Let me load up that scene card or tape. All right, I'm loading the scene. I can spawn in fine.
It's really
Did you
weird.
check the date that your scene was made?
I mean, I can look, but I'm on the latest.
I mean, it looks like the latest scene. Is there a fire in building number 3 on your scene?
Oh, there was a fire in one of them. Let me check.
And you don't get any errors?
No, just nothing happens.
Anybody have any ideas what could be the issue?
I wasn't paying attention from the start. What's the exact issue? He can't enter a vehicle. You can't enter a vehicle.
He's not able to spawn a character.
Well, is the custom loader disabled?
No, I'm in the Fire Academy scene.
Yeah, but still you can enable and disable it there.
I mean, I noticed there were... I'm gonna send you my scene right now and try that. But I noticed you had some like that prefab had those scripts and mine didn't, so I don't know what's up with that.
Are you in RAF's Fire Academy?
Yo,
Yeah,
yo,
like-
did you forget to pull LFS?
No, I did. I'm totally pulled. Like, and I haven't done anything at all.
Did
on
you
this
manually
thing.
pull LFS too?
Did I?
No, if they manually pulled LFS.
I didn't manually pull, but I've never done that. I never had to do that before.
I sent you my scene. Try that and see if it helps. If not, then try pulling LFS. Donut, I found a decent way to find the missing buildings. I just take pictures of where there's missing buildings and then I take them and I put them in.
Oh,
It
nice.
works.
Alright, I put your scene in. Nothing happens still. Like,
Try pulling LFS. Can somebody show them how to do that?
do you get a? I know how to do it. Do you know how? Do you get a bunch of like the reference script on this behavior is missing warnings?
Which behavior? You're not sharing your screen anymore.
Well, like when you run it, I get 277 warnings saying that a script is missing. Are you getting that?
Is it warnings or errors?
Warnings.
Oh, probably. There's a bunch of warnings and stuff.
Alright. Yeah, I get some errors, it looks like.
Can you share your
with,
screen real quick? I might be
yeah.
able to figure out what it could be. Photon.
It looks like it's trying to do something. It's giving me some operation response, and then like I have to click it twice. When I click it once, it does the operation response, and then when I click it again, it just like closes out. So it's like it's trying to spawn it, but for some reason it's not.
And the connection manager is disabled. Is the player view prefab in there intact, or is it broken or something? Like search player view in the project.
Alright. I'm just looking over it. Nothing comes up, so
Nothing for player view?
no. So it's not spawning in.
What I would do is go to source tree and then maybe do like a hard reset on the latest commit.
Okay, yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna have to do. I'll do that now.
Alright.
Is it possible maybe you've done some changes to it that fixed it and you just haven't pushed that yet?
Nope. Because it's always been working for me.
Alright.
And I haven't touched it since my last
'Cause I don't
commit.
I'm on like the current branch with no changes made at all. Like I'm just on the exact branch with.
I don't know, I just feel like maybe since you were gone for a while and all this stuff, maybe your files got fucked up or something. Because if you're missing the
Which
player
branch
view,
are
that
you
already
on?
shows enough.
Which branch are you under?
Well, I'm on the master branch. I'm on the latest commit too
Oh, okay. I
from
thought maybe
yours.
I thought maybe you're on the other branch.
Nope.
Alright, hopefully this doesn't crash me. Alright, I'll be right back.
Hey, Donut, are you there?
What up?
Can you do me a favor and go into your Fire Academy RAF scene and see if it's working for you? Because
my scene is building right now. After it's finished, I can look.
alright, because like I'm on the exact same copy of what your last push was, so maybe you made a change or something, I don't know. I haven't like looked into the issue yet, but
I don't
like,
think I was the last one to finish. I think Raph was the last.
alright, maybe my source tree is outdated. On
Yeah,
the
Raph.
website.
I'm pretty sure Raph pushed the last. I didn't push it.
Yeah, it was him. It's just weird, like I'm on the exact same thing with no changes at all and it's not working. I don't know why. Does that make any
Did
sense?
you try to forward the test?
Yeah, it said I'm up on the current, I'm up to date.
Yeah, so I'll check it in a bit.
Yo, Donut, are you there?
Yep.
I can't tell whether more buildings are getting loaded right now or not. I'm just trying to load up all the buildings so that I can see where there's missing ones. But I have them all set to 9,000 and there's no more buildings spawning in.
You know, usually it takes a while.
But it's been like 5 minutes and no building has spawned.
I don't know when we tested it before. There's most of them next door. Load.
What?
Let me log in here.
Cause something's loading cause it's lagging really bad, but
It's probably the big shit. What's the password?
I'll PM it to you. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream because there's not much to see other than lag and loading and waiting. So I'll give you guys updates on Discord and Twitter. Thanks for watching.